Hey, welcome to Graphic Policy Television GPTV. I'm Brett, and my hands is The Walking Dead Deluxe number 50. Now, The Walking Dead Deluxe is a reprint of The Walking Dead, except this time in color. It also includes some back matter, big back matter being Robert Kirkman's notes and his thoughts about his original notes for the issue. It's actually pretty cool. So this one, written by Robert Kirkman, art by Charlie Adlard, color by Dave McCaig, lettering by Rus Wooton. Hasn't really changed in a while. Don't think it changes for a while. I think if ever. Does it really ever change? I don't know. Whatever. So this is a pretty big issue. So issue 50. I mean, 50 issues is always a pretty big deal in comics. So this one is focused on Carl. Carl's kind of always been a background character. Up to this point, spoilers, we've got the governor attack on the prison. Rick and Carl are on their own. Who knows who's alive? Who knows who's dead? We are positive that Carl's mom and Judy are dead. We know Michonne's alive. That's about it. But Carl and Rick are on their own. They have no idea who's around, who's not. So Rick is not doing well. He's sick. He is having issues, and Carl's basically on his own. He has seen horrible, horrific things, and this entire issue is about Carl and this little kid having to face reality of what's going on in the world that he lives in. And I'm a father. For those who have not watched tons of my videos, I'm a father. A father of a daughter of a 4-year-old. My daughter's 4. So rereading this, obviously, like when I originally read this, I honestly didn't want kids. So rereading this it's really interesting to go back. And it's really interesting, this situation. I myself, my health hasn't been great. Carl worrying about his father, dealing with the father's health, trying to figure out how to take care of him. There's moments I've been like that. I've been on the ground, not feeling well, and my daughter's been by my side, just keeping me company. And it hit me in a different way. It really, really hit me as a father that's sick. And for me, it's a really interesting issue that way. And it got me to think a lot. This is an issue where Carl really has to grow up. But at the same time, he realizes he's a kid and he's scared and he can't do it alone. And I have a wonderful wife who supports us both more than she should have to. I know that no matter what happens to me, my daughter will have that support and a loving family and cousins and, uncles and aunts and grandparents and all that stuff. So I know she will be supported, but at the same time, as a parent, you wonder, you think, and it gets you to think and kind of go through those things. And, it hit me as a father, as a parent, reading this and seeing Carl go through these emotions of a kid so tough, having to be tough, having to grow up, having to do this stuff. Having to take care of walkers, have to take care of his father, having to think about whether or not he has to kill his father, and whether or not he just wants to end it all. Like, if his father turns to a walker, do you just say screw it and just give up at that point? And it hits me. It definitely hit me. I know reading this now is totally different than reading it all those years ago. The other thing that's interesting up to this point is Kirkman has just butchered people. He's killed main characters left and right. And I remember originally reading this, and even now, obviously I know Rick lives, but Kirkman really, I think, did a really good job of not knowing who's going to survive and who's not. The series could have easily pivoted to just being Carl on his own until whatever happens next. I wouldn't have put it past Kirkman. I've kind of wondered if he's even contemplated it, of killing Rick and just having the series focus on Carl and then whatever. And he easily could have done that series, easily, and probably have been really good. So, getting to this point where, you've killed all these characters and you're sitting there are you going to kill, the main character at issue 50 and, just kind of pivot the focus a little bit? It was a possibility. But I think this is an issue that really, I've said it multiple times. Walking Dead wasn't about the scares. It wasn't about the zombies. It wasn't about the virus. It was about the characters. And this is a prime example. This is just a story about a kid who's scared, who's kind of on his own, who is hovering over his father who might be dying. It's a character-focused issue, and it's fantastic. And up to this point, I think this is my favorite issue, and I have a feeling it's going to be my favorite issue for a really long time. Just as a father reading this, like, it has such an impact. It's so interesting, and definitely, it definitely gets you. I mean, there's some emotion to this. Art is always great. I've discussed multiple times of the colorization. How does that change the series? It doesn't with this one at all. This is a pretty bloodless, goreless issue. There's some small moments here and there. I think there's like one vomit scene or something like that, and it doesn't impact you. It really does not have an effect. As I said, there's like one scene in the entire comic that really has stood out so far that has been an issue. But this one's pretty benign for the gross stuff. So yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty clear my thoughts on the issue. As a parent, you're probably gonna take it a little bit different than someone that's not a parent, and so yeah, it's solid. It's really good. You can go get this out in comic shops. We've got a link beneath this video. Put in your zip code, tell the comic shops near you. No shop, no problem. We do have some links where you can purchase your own. There'll be affiliate links, so we do get a small percentage by doing that. You help support our site. And just watching your videos support us, so thank you for that. If you're into comics, you can check us out every single day at graphicpolicy.com. We're on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Tumblr, Instagram, and TikTok, and Mastodon, all at Graphic Policy, keeping it nice and consistent. Until next time, keep reading those comics, and keep it geeky. Hey, thanks for watching the previous video from Graphic Policy Television. Just by watching, you help support our site. Thank you so much. Now, if you're watching these videos, you probably care about geeky things like movies, television, comic books, toys, games, video games, you name it. You can go and subscribe right now to our YouTube channel to stay in touch and catch all the new videos, or check out our website at graphicpolicy.com. There's a nice link on this end of the video. But as always, thank you for watching. Keep on rocking and keep it geeky.